What we offer as social worker is to give the students psychosocial support, which entails counseling process and life skill for the students. So last year it was a very challenging year to us because we had a corona pandemic which interfered with all our program. We couldn't go according to our work plan, so it forced us to reschedule our plans.
COVID-19 brought a very big challenge to us as a school because we had to treat it as a crisis and send all the students back without a notice. However, we had to look for strategies on how we can support these students while at home. One, we had to call them in small meetings to sensitize them about the regulations and how they can keep themselves safe while at home. We also organized for tuition, whereby they were tuitioned at home in smaller groups.
So teachers also were very flexible, even though we had the corona pandemic, but they are very flexible. They came and helped the learners. Now, being that the highest grade in SE was supposed to graduate in December, we couldn't do away without learning. That's why we rescheduled our program so that they continue with their learning.
We also met the parents, and the parents agreed that to provide us with a learning area in their different homes, in a way that now the learners could be met in different homes for the learning activity to continue.
The learners were many, but we were supposed to divide them so that they should not overcrowd. Now they were given a teacher with some few learners, something to do with 5 per teacher. Now we were thankful that our director was with us and the board were also assisting us. Even though the parents were not having job, they were affected due to this pandemic. Those who were working outside came back home. They were not having garden, not having something, even a hen or anything. Now the students were struggling. But we were lucky to serve with the Rafiki African founders and the board. They really supported us a lot.
The advantage we got was that now we could meet the learners, even though in other schools, the learners did not find that opportunity to meet their teachers. That made the parents be happy, and the learners also were so much cooperative. And when we came back to school, we were able to see that we had moved a bit with the syllabus coverage, so that the learners were now at par with the syllabus coverage, and that with the way they now perform, they are doing better than even those learners who were not able to meet their teachers during the pandemic period.
The learners were just taking their food, just as usual, as they were taking food during school time. They were given breakfast, given fruits, given lunch, and the children could get their education well. They were happy.
We also distributed some food supplies and other basic needs like soap, sanitary towels, and masks to support these students while they are still at home. For their education, we also provided exams to assess them to see whether they are still on the right track. We continued with our normal services like counseling, and we also intensified our home visits to ensure their safety at home. Later on, we organized for a COVID-19 competition to see whether these children were still aware of the information that we gave them about COVID-19.
Our lower grade is international curriculum, but it is not known in this community. They don't understand it well. So we had to mobilize is when we can get new students. So it was very challenging for us because we had to do door-to-door mobilization because there was no gathering. So we had to do door-to-door mobilization And our director also was flexible. She organized for us chiefs meeting. We used local chiefs to help us with mobilization. And also she organized for COVID-19 training, where we were going to train other students outside. That's where we can also get a crowd where we can even mobilize at the same. After training, we can mobilize for our school, but it didn't work well, because we used to go even to churches, markets, but for last year we didn't do that. So this year we started very well, and our students now are in class. They are continuing very well. We have no challenge, even though the corona is still there, but we are coping with the situation.
I want to thank our board members who sustained us during this COVID-19 pandemic, and I also want to thank our Almighty God who kept our students safe during this pandemic.
Due to that pandemic, many people lost their job, but us as Rafiki team, Madam tried her best to retain our position up to date. So I'm very thankful to Rafiki team.
But we were lucky. We really thank God for giving us this chance to come back and giving us life. We've not lost the child or the learners. We've not lost their parents. The staffs are also in. All of us are in, and we are healthy. We thank God for that.